All right, welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the Women's Wellness Network, and welcome to our beautiful guest today. Hello, Quiche. How are you?
Hi, doing fantastic. Hi, everybody.
Wonderful to see you today. So nice to have you here. I love your energy. We met on a networking event, and I've seen you a little bit on your Facebook page, and your energy is like so infectious, and it's wonderful, and it's uplifting, and it's exciting, and it's. I can't wait to have you tell everybody what you're up to, what you're doing, and well, first of all, how about we just start? Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us where you are in the world.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Tammy, for having me here. I'm very, very excited for today. I've been waiting since I signed up with you to do this. My name is Quiche, or you can call me Coach Q. I am located right outside of Nashville, Tennessee. I'm an empowerment coach, and I help women to find freedom and fulfillment and really just reclaim their lives. And what that means to me is for me in my past, I've worked multiple jobs, done all the things to make money, to be successful, or to like really pay bills and live, right? But that was the only thing that I was doing. And I remember waking up super unhappy one day and was like, this cannot be the reason that I'm on this earth, is just to go work for other people, barely have enough money to pay my bills and not be able to go out and do simple things, right? Like even going to a restaurant, ordering a meal, and like not having to worry about what's in your bank account, and just being like, my mental health was just terrible, and honestly like just was in a very down and dark, depressed state. And I thought, like, I don't even know who I am or what it is that I want to do. So I took those steps to really just understand who I was, what my purpose was, and to turn that around and actually live a life to where I am happy. And that's why you see that energy and all of those things, and I want to teach other women to do the exact same thing.
Perfect. Right? So, I mean, yeah, once we get to know these things about ourselves and then how to, manage them and make them better and improve our own lives, man, yeah, of course we want to share. We want to get out there and start really, passing on our information and giving our insights. I guess they are insights. So, okay, take us from your. I know you've got a masterclass coming up. We're going to get to that, but let me talk about just what you do with your clients. Give us a little taste of how you might work with them.
Sure. Really, what I like to do with people is, whether you think you know this or not, we talk about what it is that your purpose is. And some people don't know, and that is completely fine because that's where I was. So we go through activities that are going to help you to start to uncover that. And then it's really starting to figure out, what am I here for? What am I passionate about? And then we literally make a blueprint of how to get there. And along the way, we work on things like mindset, those things that sort of hold you back, because a lot of times that is the big piece of the puzzle. And then there's other modalities along the way. I am a certified personal trainer, nutrition coach, yoga instructor, life coach, like all the things, right? So we have to kind of incorporate lots of other things, to make sure we're successful. Because if you've noticed, like if you've had a great mindset, but you're not taking care of yourself, or vice versa, like nothing ever lasts. So we just make it sort of a holistic approach, to help you just be healthy in mind, body, and soul.
Sounds amazing. Yeah, you got all the things, right? You got the physical parts, the mental parts, the spiritual parts. You got all the things, so it makes it really easy to connect because a lot of people I think have, they're good at the one thing or maybe they're good at two things of those things. And you can start there with them with that. I mean, that's a great place to start with what you already got, meet them where they're at. And I love that you build a little blueprint for each person, their own identity, their own way, I guess, right? Their own um, how they just work in the world. And that's what would probably make it successful. So you said you went through some stuff yourself. You were not feeling your best. And of course, you had to get out of it because we got to move on and we want to live and we want to be happy. So tell us what the things are. Like you've got so many tools in your toolkit. What was the first one that really said, "Hey, Quiche, come and try me. I can really help you." Like what modality was it that really drew you in to begin with?
So the first thing I think is, and I'm really big on this, is I actually took time. And I don't know if anybody else has gone through this. Like when I was at a lowest point, my alarm clock would go off for work, and it was like I just wanted to pull the covers over my head. Like, I don't want to go. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to talk to people. I definitely don't want to go to this job. That's sort of adding to making me feel this way. But I had a day where I called out of work and literally just sat with myself. I didn't turn the TV on, no music, nothing. I literally just laid in bed and was with myself and really just started to understand and listen to intuition. And I think that is a huge thing that I actually help my students with as well. That, like, that is one of the things that's going to lead you to where it is you need to go for what you want, right? So when that happened, I was already a yoga instructor, but my practice was kind of up and down just because of where my mindset was. But I can honestly say just sitting with yourself, and that's probably the hardest thing that you're going to do outside of a workout, outside of all of the little activities you're going to need to do, and outside of like your blueprint. But like sitting with yourself, whether that's in meditation, whether that's just being alone, especially for my introverted people out there, because you're used to being alone, but a lot of times we do activities or things or TV or noise, but like just actually being with yourself and just yourself. And my extroverted people, you have to do that. Always being around people is sort of a detriment to you sometimes if you're feeling this way, but just being with yourself. And I recommend like meditation, whether it's reading, like reading's fine if you go for a walk, anything of that nature, but just taking the time to just be and listen versus having all kinds of external stimulation.
Right. Yeah. In a world that we continuously, there's stuff bombarding us all the time, even if you're, you go out into your yard, generally people have neighbors that are right there, right? We could have a conversation with them, but I think the point is to just really not have a conversation with people, not do anything except just enjoy. Enjoy. Maybe we forgot how to do that, or we don't even know what that is. Probably so many people who live in cities and such have no idea what it means to slow down or have no noise or just be.
And it makes me think of like your background, like you hear that phrase like stop and smell the flowers, like legit stop and smell the flowers. Like think about the last time you actually smelled a flower.
Right?
Like probably a
Right?
lot of people are probably like, whoa, like I haven't done that in a long time or I haven't done it at all. Like it is a very satisfying thing. And you may look weird or feel weird, but it's okay. Like, because I guarantee you people are gonna be like, why is he or she smelling that flower? And then you're gonna smell it. And when you walk away, I guarantee they're gonna go smell the flower because they want to know what it's like.
That is so true. That is true. Yeah, lead by example, right? I have to tell you a little story just quickly because you mentioned the
Yeah.
wildflowers. I had a row of beautiful wildflowers along my fence, and it was along a walkway, and people would they would walk by, and many people they'd look. You could tell that they were looking. My dining room window was right there, and I would sit and work at the window, and I could see the people passing. And that's exactly what they would do. They would walk up, they'd look to see if anybody was looking, they'd have a sniff, then they'd go. And sometimes if people were, if there was a couple groups, you could see that they wanted to, but they didn't. They just kept going. So yeah, even such a simple thing, right?
Oh, yeah. And they walked away with a smile on their face too, right? It's
Yep,
like
for
very
sure.
good at like boosting your mood. Like if you know anything about being out in nature, that is what resets us. Like if you ever hear grounding, like that is a very grounding thing. Like you don't, it's better if you're like barefoot with your hands and things in the grass, and that's a whole different conversation. But like literally just interacting with nature, smelling a flower, breathing in the fresh air, just being around the environment. Because a lot of times I think, especially post COVID, we have a tendency to be in our little box in our houses, breathing in our own CO2 all the time. And that is not good for us. And that's one of the things that puts us in one of those bad states. So just take time to get outside. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't have time. And if that is your excuse, that means you definitely need to do it. 5, 10, maybe even 15 minutes will help you tremendously if you do it on a consistent basis.
Right. Yeah, nature is well, medicine. It's part of who we are. So yeah, get out there because it's going to help. I know I saw you out there running and well, you weren't running, you were finished running, but you were, you're enjoying, you're doing those things for yourself. And in that moment, even, you know, the meditation of running, that in being, just being, and you live that. And I think that's why you're going to be really successful at what you're doing because you're authentic. We talked about this before, and your authenticity is who you are. And that's what makes people want to, hang out with you, want to talk to you, want to learn from you, want to pick up your tips and tricks. So with that being said, Miss Quiche, please tell us about your masterclass that you have coming up on Saturday.
So what she was talking about is I do a live video every Monday on Instagram, but it gets shared on Facebook. And I went for a run, and I literally decided to do my live right after my run, exhausted, breathing all heavily. But that's me. Like what you see is what you're gonna get all the time. Just me being myself because there's nothing else I can be. But in that video, I referenced this coming Saturday, the 17th-ish, whatever that date is at noon. I'm hosting a masterclass and it's called Life Reclaimed. It's a masterclass for freedom and fulfillment. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever done any masterclasses or anything of that nature. And they go on and they're like, we're going to teach you the tips to do X, Y, Z. And you're like, yes, so excited because I need this. And you go in and they give you tips and you're like, yeah, that's great. But like, how do I implement them? I do not teach that way. I believe in giving as much as I can to help you because if you are showing up, that means you need the help, right? So in my class, we're going to learn 5 keys. I think yesterday in my video, I said 3, but since then I've added 2 more. But 5 keys that really helped me to jumpstart my journey into freedom and fulfillment in my life. And within those keys, there's so much information. Like this should really be a workshop, but we're just gonna keep it as a masterclass in an hour. But that's what it is. So if you are one of those people who you're out there and you're just working hard, whether it's in a job that you don't enjoy or like, whether you're higher up in a career, or even people who have businesses. Sometimes we get in a business and we're making money, but that isn't necessarily success to us and you're not happy, this could be for you, right? So if you're ever like soul searching, like what am I really here for? Or I used to know, because for me, when I was younger, I wanted to be a doctor and I catered my whole life to that. And I had an opportunity to job shadow in a hospital and quickly learned that that's not what I wanted to do. And then my whole identity was wrapped up in being a doctor. So after that, I was completely lost. Like I had no idea what I was doing, who I was, anything like that. So if you feel anything like that, this masterclass is for you. Or even if you just like this talk today, come show up. It's free. And this class can help everybody. Even if you know some of the information, refreshers are always good.
Right? Definitely. Yeah, refreshers. Because like you say, we learn these things sometimes and we don't have an outlet to utilize them and start working with them, or we don't know how to do that. And then, yeah, they just go to the back shelf of our brain and, oh, I remember something about that one time. And I think I learned something on how to do that instead of, keeping it with you and actually processing it and using it and having a way to do that. So yeah, your class sounds amazing. I can't wait to hope I can join. What time did you say? It is the 17th, by the way. But what time did you say
Okay,
it was at?
perfect. It's at 12 noon Central Standard Time.
Okay.
And
That's 1 p.m. Eastern.
if you register and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can make that time, as long as you register, I'll send you a recording. But you must register. And the tickets
Oh,
are limited. I will say that. It is a very smaller, intimate masterclass because I like to be able to give people attention if, we need to have questions and things answered. So if you want to be a part of that and even want to get a recording, make sure that you register. I'm not sure if we can put the link like in the comments or whatnot, but it's through Eventbrite. And it's Life Reclaimed Masterclass for Freedom and Fulfillment. If you search it, but we'll get you a link somehow if you're interested.
okay. For sure we will. Yes, of course. Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you're working with people otherwise than other besides the master class, must work online because you're doing your master class online. So online and in person, just strictly online. How do
So
you work?
I work virtually just so that I can reach a broader audience. And typically the people that I work with are working hard, right? We don't have a lot of time to be able to go here, there, everywhere, especially if we have kids and other activities. So I work with people virtually. I have a couple of different options to be able to work with me, as well as I usually do pop-up workshops, master classes, things of that nature. So really just like try to have a little buffet, if you will, of things that fit different people to be able to work with me, but it's typically virtual unless I actually have an in-person event, but those don't happen very often.
Right. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Thank you. Okay. we will gather all that information, Women of the Women's Wellness Network, and we will put it into the comment section so that you can find out about the masterclass, register for that. You can find out about more about Quiche, of course. And yeah, we'll just have everything there so that they can connect with you in any way that is possible. Your Facebook group too, because I think that's where I saw you. And yeah, I mean, even that is something. I believe you have so much value to offer people. So thank you so much for coming. Is there anything else you would like to tell us or let us know before we sign off today?
Yeah, just as she mentioned, I have a free Facebook group, guys, and this is like gold. So I do a live in there, at least one live every single week. I throw out different trainings, just different things to help you, and it's completely free. Just come join my community. It's meant to be safe space for you to learn. If there's any questions that you have, throw them in there. I'm very good at answering them. Anything that you would like to see or know, give me suggestions. I love that because I want to give you things that you need and not just random things that I'm throwing out there. So you can also join my community. I'd love to see you there.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, Women of the Women's Wellness Network, you've got the invitation. So go over and check Quiche out, see what else she has to offer, and yeah, watch that one about her run. I was so inspired. It was wonderful. Anyways, thank you so much for coming today, Quiche, and I really look forward to seeing what you're going to be doing in the future.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, Women of the Women's Wellness Network, until next time, be well.